Now, as you can see outside, sun went down about 10 minutes ago. We still have a little bit of that light left. What we don't have are clouds up above, so it's going to go colder tonight. And with the colding trend, I thought I'd share with you this quick little countdown, 33 days away from the winter solstice. Of course, that also means we're less than a week away from Thanksgiving. And that'll be the big order of business. Oh, and next week for Thanksgiving, I've got a nice little surprise for you. We're actually warming our temperatures up. We could achieve the seasonal averages, which would put us in the 50-degree mark for the afternoons and the mid-20s for our mornings. This morning, we were at 22. There's a couple of lottery numbers there for you. Cold start to the day, but not as cold as the previous days. We did have the benefit of some cloud coverage building in. That's all courtesy of the storm system that we talked about yesterday. That was all east of the divide, performed quite well. For us, though, it didn't do much, and in fact, it's going to flood the region with colder temperatures. So getting into Saturday morning, we're dropping things. Now, fortunately, record low temperatures for both Grand Junction and Montrose are only in the single digits. Well, only in the single digits. They are, in fact, in the single digits, but there's no threat for us with our lows going into Saturday morning to set new records. But these are chilly, given the fact that we should be about 10 degrees less cold in the mornings. Now, there's no escaping it. We're going to be in with these colder temperatures, not just tonight. Currently, we're in the mid-30s. Delta still at 41 degrees. But through the weekend, we're going to run into the cold afternoons. Colder temperatures and chillier starts to the day. While not official, highs right now near the 40-degree mark for Montrose. Mid-30s, or I should say mid-40s for Grand Junction. Now, getting into Saturday afternoon, these are the forecast numbers, kind of pick and choose where you're going to be, but specific to Grand Junction and a few other outlying areas, this is where we run into some problems with record temperatures. Now, if we don't get too warm or mild in the afternoons, we could actually set a cold high temperature, and that's exactly what we're looking at. 42 for Grand Junction is the minimum we've ever been. Back in 1965 on this day, back in the mid-60s, 42 was our warmest we could get, and that's a cold number, so if we do that, we'll tie it. Heading through the weekend, we have those numbers also in the middle and lower 40s, so the record, when I speak of record temperatures, it's going to be for the afternoon hours, for the minimum warmth we can achieve. Now, here's something else that's actually contributing to the colder feel. It's wind. We're dealing with a 10 to a 15 mile per hour wind speed. This is on the backside of that exiting storm system. Top wind gusts of the day, 15 to 25. So yeah, there is a wind chill in effect. We will maintain a light breeze, 5 to 15 for Saturday and for Sunday. Already cold temperatures, and that wind chill doesn't make it any more favorable. Storm system from yesterday performed quite well. You remember those areas around Fort Collins, Boulder, Denver, those areas specific to the foothills that were under the winter storm warning. They got about a foot and a half of snow. Areas to the east and just to the west of the I-25 corridor into the mountain zones, they did well, up to about a foot of snow. In fact, Winter Park and Eldora both checked in. Both resorts I mentioned yesterday. If you're a powder chaser, you're already there. You already got the goods. They got about 9 to 10 inches of new snow out of the system. The further west you went, the further south and southwest you went, the drier and scarce those snow depths became. Now, looking into the next couple of days, those chilly lows I mentioned, thankfully they're not going to contribute to record low temperatures, but it's the Saturday and the Sunday afternoon temperatures. That's where we could see those records. Cold, clear, and dry. We'll see a little bit of cloud coverage building in. As this system continues to exit to the south and southeast, it translates from snow to rain showers. In fact, look what happens all the way down to the borderland area of El Paso and Juarez. They could be looking at some snow. I mention El Paso, Juarez because that's the southern terminus of the Rockies, and they could be getting some snow by the end of the weekend. So that's kind of rare for El Paso to get some snow. For us, we get a subtle increase in our high temperatures. It doesn't just start on Sunday, and it actually will continue through next week. And keeping in mind, we're not the coldest in the country. We're going to save that Icebox Award for the Great Lakes region. And of course, you've probably already seen footage of the snowbanks and the lake effect snow occurring and disrupting a lot of lifestyle activities. That's going to continue through the weekend. For us, again, we're just on the periphery of the coldest temperatures. So our only threat is, well, how well you can handle the cold temperatures. We don't have alerts or hazards for the cold, but just make sure you're bundled up. Look what happens beginning of next week, all the way through the end of next week. We actually achieve near average temperatures for the afternoon hours. Now, that's if, and I think there's a good chance, our storm track remains to our north, away from us. If that pattern remains in place, then we will achieve these temperatures, getting us back to the averages in the afternoons. That'll feel pretty good. Mid 40s, upper 40s, near 50 degrees. That almost might just qualify as just cool to generally mild. But it's the cold starts in the next couple of mornings. If you're up early, make sure you're aware of that. You have your layers, and these cold afternoons, along with the dry conditions, make sure you hydrate, get your hand lotion, etc., etc.